Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Art with Miss Myra. I'm so happy that you have joined me today. I hope that everyone got out this weekend and had a really enjoyable weekend and got out and enjoyed some of the nice warm weather that we had and got to spend some time with those you love most. So today is Monday, March 30th, and the project that we are going to be working on today is just a simple little project, and it is making a washer necklace, kind of like this. And I realize my words are inverted, but I made a washer necklace using some a copy of a song out of a hymn book, and it is called, it says up on top, My Song. And so that is the little washer necklace that I have, that I made in the same technique that we're going to be using today. And I think that you guys will really enjoy this. It's just a creative way of making necklaces that you can make in any color or design that you would like. And it can go really with any outfit and stuff that you have, and it's a relatively inexpensive thing to make. So the supplies that we're going to be needing to do this project are, we're going to need Podge. And like I told, we've talked about this a couple different times. If you don't have commercial Podge, it's not a big deal. I showed you guys last week how to make homemade Podge. Homemade Podge is just by taking 8 ounces of school glue, white school glue, and then adding 4 ounces of water to that, and then putting it in a container and shaking it up. That's Mod Podge. It does not give a shine like commercial Mod Podge, but it is used in the same way and utilized in the same way. So if you don't have the commercial stuff that you can buy in the store, don't worry, that's a substitution that you can make, and you can have the same thing. Okay, so we're gonna need Mod Podge. We need scrapbook paper or self-designed paper. So any kind of, if you guys don't have scrapbook paper, you can use construction paper too. You could do self-designed paper. You could do watercolors or markers or pencils. If you have colored pencils, you could use those. You can do any kind of self-designed paper and use it also, okay? And then, of course, we're gonna need a washer. And so I hope that y'all went out and raided your dad's and grandpa's supply of washers this weekend. This was a pretty big washer that I have. And this is the size that I like to make with for these necklaces, okay? And this size is 5/8 size. And the man down at our local hardware store was so kindly explained to me when I bought these that is the width of the hole. I didn't know that. I'm not mechanical at all. And so I asked him what size it was. He told me it was a 5/8, and I said, oh, cool. And he goes, that's the width of the hole. And I said, oh, awesome. Now I know. I learned something. So yes. All right. So we're going to get started on our project, and I hope that you guys all enjoy it. Okay. And I'm going to move my phone down so you can see what I'm working on. Okay, so I have gathered all my supplies, and I'm going to get started. And the first thing that I'm going to do when I start this out is I'm going to take my washer, any size washer that you're using is fine. I'm going to take my paper that I want to be using for this project, and I'm going to flip that over to the back, and I'm going to just take a pen or a pencil, and I'm going to trace around it so we can cut it around it, okay? And so I like to finish my washer necklaces off on the front and the back, so the front and the back look the same. And so I'm going to draw a front and a back, so I'm going to draw around this twice. Okay, now I've got it on my paper, on my designed paper, and then I'm just going to take my scissor, and I'm gonna cut it out. Okay, and now when I want to cut out the hole, this is what I'm going to do, and this is a trick of how you can cut out that hole for your washer, okay? Instead of trying to maneuver my scissor in there and wiggling it around and everything and stuff, I'm just going to make one slit up the bottom, and then I've cut into that circle, and then I'm just going to cut very carefully in the circle. Okay, all right, so you guys get the idea here and stuff. Here's my front, and then I'm just gonna, you know, lay it down and make sure that I don't need to do any extra trimming, and I'm good to go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the front. So I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm going to take any brush. I just have a wider brush, but you can use any brush that you have available, okay? And so I'm just going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm going to use my homemade Mod Podge that we made last week in our class. And I'm going to take just a little bit of it, and I'm just going to brush it on my washer. And I just want to make sure that I get a nice even coat. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay my paper down, and then I'm going to press down, make sure that I don't want any air bubbles or anything in here. Okay. And then I'm going to go back into my Mod Podge again, and I'm going to go over the top of it, and I'm going to do a nice even coat just right over the top of it. Okay. And so if I have a little bit of excess that's hanging on this, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of press that over. And in the middle, if I didn't get just exactly, but there we go. There's our little washer that we have covered, and that's how we do with the stationery paper. If we wanted to do something like this one, you know, I took and I wanted the My Song on top, and then I wanted the musical notes. I wanted some specific musical notes. I wanted a bass clef and a treble clef on there and stuff. So what I did is I just took my paper, and let's say I want the word love here off of this. So I'm just going to take my word love, and I'm going to cut the word love out, and I'm going to lay things out kind of so I know how it's going to go, but I want something, you know, behind that. I don't want to just have the word love there. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to, you know, cut out some of the musical notes that I want to include in here, on here. So I'll tell you a little something about myself. I am actually a percussionist. Music is a huge big part of my life, and I am a percussionist, and so I have played in several different bands over the years, and I have just a lot of fun making music with my friends. So that is something that you probably didn't know about me. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that flat like that. Then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to take some more musical notes. I'm going to kind of lay this here. Now, when I'm going to get ready to do this one, because I'm laying flat across, and I'm laying across my hole, I'm laying across the hole. See, I laid my paper across the hole. This is a really easy trick that if you want to take something like this and you want to, lay out your design and you have something that's covered your hole, and it's not like this, where we cut out the hole first, okay? A simple trick to get that hole cut out then is going to be this. You're going to want to take a little knife, just a little tiny skinny knife, and when this is completely dry, you're going to want to poke into that hole. And then I have a little manicure scissors that I just trim, the inside of that hole, so I have the inside of that hole, okay? And so that's what I did if I was going to do another one like that, okay? But now we're ready to put this on a cording. Okay, this is one that I laid out just like this orange one that we did earlier and stuff. I laid my, put a thin layer of glue or of Mod Podge down, put my paper down, then Mod Podged over the top of it. And this is dry now, so I'm going to want to put my my cording on it. And when you put your cording on it, you can do any kind of cording. You can use yarn, or I just happen to have hemp cording, okay? And hemp cording is something that I've used a lot of, and so I have this on hand. But don't feel like you need something special like this. You can just use regular black yarn. It's whatever you have, or if you don't have black, use purple or pink or blue. It's whatever you guys have available to you at home, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide how long I want to make my necklace. And I'm going to kind of measure out, and I know I've made enough necklaces for myself. I know I probably want about this long, okay? But make sure, because we're going to put this over our head. We're not putting a clasp on this, so we want to make sure that it goes over our heads, okay? And so this is where I'm going to trim. And now I have my cording cut for my necklace. And the secret to putting our washers on is going to be this. You're going to want to fold your cord or your yarn in half, and on where the fold is, okay, you're going to want to take your washer and stick that through your washer. So stick the folded end there, and then we're going to want to just bring that up, and then we're going to take the tail and we're going to just knot it and pull up, and that makes an even knot up on top, okay? And it's going to lay flat. When you're wearing it, it will lay flat then, okay? So now on this, if you have beads and you'd like to do some creative, jazzing this up a little bit and stuff creatively with some beads, by all means do that. But if you don't have beads, don't worry about it. It's not something that we needed. We're just gonna kind of do this as an option. But if you've got some beads and stuff, now's the time to use them. Bring them out and have some fun with it. And you can really do any color. On this one that I made with my musical notes, I did 3 straight beads up. That allows my necklace to lay flat. And that's kind of what I like to do, okay? But if you don't want to do it that way, you don't have to. So I just went ahead and put my first bead on. I'm going to put 3 on this one too. And I went with some kind of crazy colors in here. Okay, so now I've got 3 little beads up like this. Or what you can do is maybe you want to do 3 beads and then you want to divide this. Divide our 2 strings, because we haven't tied off on top. And maybe you want to do, not that color. Maybe you want to do some up the sides. Maybe you want to do 3 up each side. Just have fun with this and do what you think looks cool and what you think looks pretty. It is absolutely a gorgeous day out again, guys. I hope everybody gets out today and enjoys the nice warm weather. Sounds like we're gonna get snow this weekend, so get out and enjoy it while you can. Okay, so you can see I've done a couple beads here and stuff, and a little bit different than my other necklace, but you know, you can do whatever design you like, but it's just real important to have a flat knot up on top, just like I showed you, and kind of, you know, go from there and add any of those beads that you might have, or if you don't have beads, like I said, don't worry about it. So how we're going to want to tie this off on the end is we're going to just take our two ends together, put our index finger in, and wrap the end of our necklace strings around, and then go ahead and just tie a knot up on top. Okay. And I always just make sure it's real tight, and then go ahead and wear your beautiful necklace. So I hope that you all had fun with today's project. I hope that you make lots of these little washer necklaces. And again, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me on Facebook. My name is Myra Klein on Facebook, and this has been Art with Myra. Join me tomorrow we're going to be doing, on Tuesday, March 31st, we're going to be making marbled paper with shaving cream. Okay, and so the marbled paper with shaving cream is just a really fun technique, and it is a really cool thing. You know, it's out of the ordinary. So for that project, we're going to need shaving cream, food coloring, a 9x13 baking dish, disposable gloves, some paper towels, a skewer of some kind, okay, so like a wooden skewer, or I showed you guys what I substitute for a wooden skewer is a manicure stick, a wooden manicure stick. But any kind of little wooden stick will work, okay? And then we need a ruler, a wooden ruler, student ruler, and some paper towels. And then of course, you know, some cardstock or construction paper or watercolor paper or whatever kind of paper you guys have available to you, okay? But I can't wait for you to tune in tomorrow and learn how to do this really awesome technique, learning how to make marbled paper with shaving cream. And I think you'll really enjoy it. Have a great rest of the day, and we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time for Art with Myra. Thank you. Bye-bye.